Hey, what is up heroes, and welcome to my top 10 favourite ROM hacks of 2020. This year we've had some absolute bangers, and I'm surprised at how far ROM hacks have come. The bar has definitely been raised this year, with these games being some of the best ROM hacks I've ever played. Be it with some amazing features or incredible storytelling, these games have just set the bar, they really have. All these games will be linked in the description down below, so do go and check them out. So before we get into this list, I'm just going to go over a few rules for the top 10 so people understand how I do this list. So firstly, I have to have completed the game or a large portion of it. I'm not going to recommend something I haven't played or like put 10 minutes into. So this includes Pokemon Unbound. That game just came out. I'm still playing it right now and I doubt I'll be finished until 2021. So it won't make this list. However, the rate I'm enjoying it, expect that game to be on 2021 because it's shaping up to be absolutely fantastic. Secondly, every game on this list I have played this year. Doesn't matter when the game released, if it released like last year or 10 years ago. If I play it this year, it can make the list. And if your favorite ROM hack isn't on the list, likeliness is I have not played it, or I played it a couple of years ago and it was on a different list. I do this so the list every year is a little bit fresh and you're going to keep seeing the same ROM hack over and over and over again. Although some ROM hacks may come into another year just because it gets updated, new features get added, more story and stuff, and I play it this year and it just becomes better and better, so that's how it gets added. But anyway, with that said, let's get into this list. So firstly, we have Pokemon Nameless version. This game got completed this year and oh my goodness, there is so much content in this game. It's from the creator who brought us Pokemon Mega Power, Resolute and Victory Fire. This dude is an absolute beast at making ROM hacks, but this is the prequel and sequel to Mega Power and Resolute. So I do recommend going to play those first because some story bits in this game would make more sense if you played those because all these games are connected. You can still enjoy it without playing those, but I think you'd get a better experience if you played Mega Power and Resolute first. But the story of this game is absolutely wild. I'm not going to spoil too much, but basically you get adopted, trained to become a warrior, and you're trying to take down the evil bad guys, and you look like an absolute unit. Proper decked out with loads of muscles and stuff. You have a permanent Mega Lopunny, which is just so good by the way. You learn new skills, which are basically like HMs, but you get archery, strength, swimmer, and there's a few other things, but you don't have to worry about teaching Pokemon HMs, which is great. There's no gyms in this game. You get battle arenas, which is basically like gyms, but you defend and attack a battle arena and raise up the ranks, which is pretty cool. And if you can make it all the way to the end, there's a little battle arena full of some special trainers and yours truly might just be in there. But like I said, the game is absolutely massive. There's so much to do and it's semi-open world. So there might be parts where you feel like you're a little bit lost like I did, but you just have to explore and eventually you can find the right way to go. Because it feels like you can go a certain way. You'll go down there for like 10-15 minutes, start exploring, then you get to a dead end, you're like, oh, I'm not supposed to go this way. But you still got to explore and get some like items, find some Pokemon. It's really cool, but it does get a little bit confusing on where to go. I do feel like the game's got a little bit of mixed difficulty. Like there's some bits that are super easy, and then there's some bits that are just I felt were a little bit too hard. But once you get the right team, it just you can start breezing through. Like I think the post game, it got to a point where I was just breezing through. I was destroying everyone like in one shot, and it was just like, okay, a battle. Doesn't matter, I'm just going to one-shot everything because I'm so strong. But the early game, there's parts where it's just like, oh, dude, this actually is too difficult because some of these trainers with Mega Evolution were just destroying me. But I quite enjoyed Pokemon Nameless version. Like I said, I think you'd enjoy it more if you finish and complete Resolute, Mega Power, even Victory Fire, just to get the whole story and the whole world because all the games are connected, which is really nice. I like how you can see how some of the events that ended in the last game continue into this game and you get a bit of closure on some stuff, which is really awesome. But Nameless version, if you want a very long game to play, I would recommend just playing all 4 of them and just yeah, enjoy yourself. So next up we have Pokemon Fusion Origins. So you know I love my fusion games, and this game had some really awesome fusions. You can't make your own fusions, you go around and you'll end up finding fusions to capture, but they look so good. Whoever designed these fusions did a really good job for most of them. The game is going through Kanto again, but it's a little bit different. You can rediscover Kanto. Some things will be different, story a bit different, which is good. New rivals to encounter as well, which is great. One thing I will say is the game is incredibly difficult. There was parts where I thought the game was just a bit too hard. So I had to use an EXP multiplier cheat just to get more experience to grind, because one, it was super hard to grind, and two, the battles were ridiculously tough at some points. But apart from that, the game was really enjoyable. The fusions just looked so good. I just wanted to keep switching up my team because I'd go down a route and go, okay, that's the best fusion I've seen. Get to the next route. No, that's the best fusion I've seen. Get to a new cave. That's the best fusion I've seen. Battle a trainer who has a new fusion. I'm like, I want that so bad. This game just had me loving every single Pokemon I saw, and I cannot wait for it to be finished. I think I played it when it was version like 3.7, I think. And I think there's a new version coming out soon. But when this game gets completed, I'm definitely going to jump back on it and start a new game because I've really enjoyed this. I just hope the difficulty gets tuned down a little bit because it was a little bit too tough when I played it. But apart from that, the game really fun. Coming up next was a ROM hack I never thought would get completed, and that is Pokemon Sienna. I'm so happy this game finally got finished with the help of the man, the myth, the legend, Hax Repairman. Now usually when Hax Repairman finishes a ROM hack, he just fills in the gyms, puts the Elite Four in, and that's it, no story. But with Sienna, I believe he got in contact with the creator, and the creator told him how the game was going to end. So he managed to finish off and fill in a story, which was great because the game kind of ended on a climax where you're going to enter the bad guy's building and try and put a stop to him, and just the game ended there. But now it's finished and we get a climax to that, and there's a bit of post game as well, which is kind of funny because I'm not going to spoil too much. But at the start of the game, you apply for Kanto Trainer School, but your CV gets rejected because you have a lack of experience. And at the post game, you can actually go to the Kanto Trainer School and talk to some people, which is really great. But the game has a bunch of Fakemon that looks so good, and I'm so happy on my playthrough when I played it again to the actual finished version. I got Licky Gourmet, which I believe is it's random between if you're going to get a Licky or a Licky Gourmet, and Licky Gourmet was such a cool Fakemon to play with. Also, there was a little rabbit in a magician's hat, which I do very much recommend you using because it was so good, especially during the early stages. So fun. But Pokemon Sienna finally completed, the first ever ROM hack I played, and I was so happy just to play through this. So I do really recommend Pokemon Sienna, so do go and check it out now it's finally completed. Next up was a ROM hack, again, I did not think was ever going to come out, and that is Pokemon Sovereign of the Skies. This is a ROM hack I saw many years ago, and I thought it looked absolutely fantastic. Only problem was, it wasn't in English. I didn't want to play through it because I wouldn't understand what's going on, but now we have an alpha. I think it got redone a little bit because it looks a little bit different, but oh my goodness, one, is absolutely beautiful. Two, the story is so good so far. So basically you're going to be helping Latios and Latias find the 8 secret shards of Celestis. I think I pronounced that right. But the evil villains look so good, and this game, like I mentioned in the top 10 fan games, has one of my favorite little features, and that is when the text box comes up, you got the little like character portrait, and you can see their emotions and stuff. It looks so good. Unfortunately, the alpha is about, I'd say 2 to 3 hours long, not long enough, because the game is just, it's so good, and I really cannot wait for more content for this game. But honestly, when this game gets bigger and bigger, it could potentially be one of the best ROM hacks I ever played. It was just, it's so good, and I'm so happy it's finally getting an English release because it looks so good. There's so many ROM hacks and fan games out there that I like the look of, but just never get released in English. And it's so disappointing because I want to play through some of these games because they look amazing. And if it's anything like at the level of what this is at the moment, dude, we need more games to be released in English because this alpha, mwah, chef's kiss, really good. I do recommend playing it. Although I understand if you want to wait for the full release, but so far this game is looking to be really cool. So next up we have Pokemon Scythe. I think I'm pronouncing that right. This is a completed ROM hack with a little bit of post game. You're in a brand new region just west of Hoenn called Kolen, I believe, But the game's absolutely gorgeous. I love it when a game uses Generation 5 sprites in a GBA game, because I don't know, I think it looks kind of cool. The game's very vibrant as well. The colors just kind of popped. I don't know if that was like intentional or maybe it was just me playing with a filter or not. I have no idea. It just looked really nice. But if you have played Pokemon Rangers Shadow of Olmia, definitely check out this game, because the events of this game take part after Shadows of Olmia. But basically, scientists have found a way to use the Shadow Crystal as an energy resource, which probably don't want to be doing that. But Olmia's citizens feared the crystal and wanted to be as far away as them as possible, so the government sold it to Hoenn because of the distance between the two regions. The old Marlville was renovated as a power plant for the crystal, and its energy was inherited there. Things were going great and peacefully, but one day, old Marlville exploded and started to spread huge waves of radiation, and the crystal was moved to a hidden laboratory in Kolin, which is the region you'll be exploring, and was protected by a top secret weapon. Ooh. Don't want to go into too much detail, but the game story is really cool, and I really do recommend you check this game out, because it's a completed game, really good story, and if you loved Pokemon Ranger Shadows of Olmia, you'd really like this game as well. So next up we have Pokemon Radical Red, or what I like to call it, the ultimate Fire Red experience. So Radical Red is just Fire Red, but so much better. If you ever want to play Fire Red base game, just play this. If you're looking for a game to have a nice challenge run, play this, because it is very difficult. So basically, Radical Red is Fire Red with a teeny bit more added story after you defeat Blaine and Giovanni at Saffron City at Silphco. There's a little bit added story with him trying to get Mewtwo, which is really awesome, by the way. The game is incredibly difficult. So all the gym leaders will use like competitive sets, and it is just so hard because I am not a competitive battler. I am not good at battling, but I managed to complete it just barely. The game was incredibly difficult. I had to do a few cheeses. Like for example, got lucky that Lance kept going for Earthquake against my Charizard, because I think he was expecting me to Mega Evolve, but I didn't. But like I said, this is like an ultimate experience of Fire Red. So picture Fire Red, a little bit more story. You got raid dens, you got generation 1 to 8 Pokemon, you got Mega Evolution. The game is just absolutely fantastic. Added difficulty if you want to just, you know, look for a challenge. If you want to play Fire Red, play Radical Red. This game, one of the best ROM hacks out there. The features that are in this game are absolutely incredible. The creator did an absolutely fantastic job. Usually I don't like to play ROM hacks that are just, oh, here's Fire Red, but just a teeny bit different. But this was definitely an exception. This was just so well done. I really enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie, there was times I wanted to give up, but I pushed through and I managed to finish the game off, which I'm so happy that I did that, because it just feels a little bit of I don't know. I feel like I accomplished something, even though, you know, it's just a hard version of Fire Red. It just feels really good to finish. But yeah. Next up, we have Pokemon Wally Special Edition. Now, I've always been a big fan of Wally. I think Wally's a pretty cool character, especially in Oraz when you battle him in Victory Road. I just think all the red flowers look so cool. His battle theme is one of the best battle themes in Pokemon. So going into this, loving Wally, I was thinking it's going to be a pretty good time, because it's basically Pokemon Emerald, but from Wally's perspective. Now, I'm not the biggest lover of Hoenn. It's probably one of my least favorite regions, but I really did enjoy playing through this game, playing through Hoenn again as Wally, just to experience what he went through, and using his team that he actually used in Emerald. It was really fun because it got a big buff as well, so they're a lot stronger. It was just really cool to experience Hoenn in a different light. Obviously, the game takes place in a slightly different universe, because at the end, you'll be the one to become the champion and not Brendan. But the game was really enjoyable. I just didn't think playing through Hoenn again, but as Wally, would be this much fun. But it really was, and it easily became one of my favorite ROM hacks, because it made me love Hoenn a little bit more. It made me love Wally a little bit more. And it was just all round an absolutely banger of a game. It really was just everything I could have asked for, honestly. I couldn't fault the game at all. I just really enjoyed this game. So please do go check out Wally Edition, because it was actually really good. So next up we have Pokemon GS Chronicles, which is basically a remake of Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Gold Silver Crystal, and I gotta say, this is so much better. Like I said with Radical Red, that is the ultimate Fire Red experience. this is the ultimate Heart Gold Soul Silver experience. Even though it's only finished up to the Johto League, waiting for Kanto to be updated into the game, this game was absolutely incredible. They added so much little bits of story in it to make it a bit more interesting, because Johto has always been a bit bland in the story aspect. There was some bits they probably could have done a little bit better with, but this game just goes above and beyond and makes it so much more interesting, so much cooler. And I'm not going to spoil anything, but potentially leading to the Kanto arc, there could be some much more better story than what the original games ever did, because of just say it involves Looker. But this game did an absolutely phenomenal job with the story, and I've got to give it props to that. But the creator of this game has done an absolutely phenomenal job of adding lots of new features, new bits of story which make the game so much more interesting, and added in a new league where basically Johto is building its own league, kind of similar to Sun and Moon, where, you know, Kukui's building the league. Basically, your rival's dad, whether it be Chris or Ethan, is in charge of building a new league for Johto, and it's west of Cinnawood City. So it's a little bit different than Heart Gold Soul Silver, but it's so much better. Like, I think to myself, if I ever want to play Heart Gold Soul Silver again, I'm going to play this game instead, because it was so much better. So next up we have Pokemon Fire Red Rocket Edition. So you play as a Team Rocket grunt through the story of Fire Red. So for example, you go on a mission to Mount Moon, where, you know, obviously when Team Rocket take over Mount Moon, and then at some point you're going to be battling Red, and Red's going to absolutely destroy you. But playing through this game, I was like, okay, we can play as a villain, play through the Fire Red story just being a crook. And it got to a point where I was just like, this story, what is going on? What? And my mind just got absolutely blown. It basically made me think Fire Red it's not right. It is not right. Fire Red Rocket Edition it made me just question so much. I can't spoil anything, right? But you'll play this game and you'll think, okay, I'm a bad guy doing bad things. But the more and more you play, the more it will mess with your mind, and you'll just think of Fire Red differently. Like, I know, for example, when I finished the game off and everyone in the comments was just like, what is going on? It was insane. I can't spoil it because obviously it'll just ruin the game for you. But trust me, playing through this game, just be a bad guy, just enjoy your time stealing Pokemon and just enjoy the story, and then just eventually things are going to go so south. But this game I enjoyed so much more than I thought I was going to enjoy. Someone recommended play Rocket Edition. I was like, okay, I'll give it a go at some point, and it got completed this year. I thought, let's jump into it. Perfect time. Started playing, I was like, yeah, this is a good game. It's a good game. I'm glad someone like recommended this. And then when I got to the new part that got updated, like to finish the game off, it was just insane. Absolutely insane. One of the best ROM hacks story-wise I have ever played. Whoever wrote this, you did a phenomenal job, and I really hope you make a sequel, because it seemed like from the ending there could be a sequel. And if there is a sequel, I don't know how you'll do it, but I will play that so hard. I will honestly play that game so hard, because this is one of the best stories in any ROM hack I've ever played. And I didn't expect that out of a game that's basically going to be playing as a Rocket Grunt in Fire Red. I just didn't think, oh, Fire Red's story is always a bit, you know, bit bland. And then this game just, like I said, turned Fire Red upside down and just changed the narrative and made it so much cooler. It really did. So Pokemon Fire Red Rocket Edition, you guys have got to play this game 1,000,000%. So lastly, we have Pokemon Adventures Red Chapter. This game finally got completed. I've been playing this game every year for so many years now. It got rebooted, and we've had like new beta, and now the game has finally been completed, and we're waiting for Red Adventure 2, I guess. I think it's Red, Blue, Yellow, Green chapter. That's going to be made, I believe, with PSDK. It's not going to be a ROM hack anymore. But this game, it pushed what a ROM hack is. Like, it just has so much in it. I'm surprised how much content's in this game you're able to fit that onto a single ROM, just as it is at the moment. This game, absolutely phenomenal. Like, obviously it loosely follows the Pokemon Adventures manga, but it has so many added little like side chapters that are really interesting. So many cool Fakemon, Betamon. The story was just so fun to play through, and there's different like side quests you can do where if you do this one side quest and you do this option, you can't do these side quests. And it was just so cool seeing the different characters. Like some part you get to play as green, some parts you get to play as blue. Just this game, one of the best ROM hacks, probably if not the best ROM hack right now. It's so good. And if you start playing from start to finish now, you could easily put, I'd say 100 hours in if you don't speed the game up, like play it like a normal Game Boy game. Absolutely fantastic job the creator's done with this, and I'm really looking forward to playing the next adventure whenever that comes out. And if it is through PSDK, then that's just gonna raise the bar, because like I said, PSDK, just what you could do with that game, well, with a Pokemon game, from what I've seen so far, is just amazing. And I believe the limits of a ROM hack are going to be taken away with this. So the next adventure of Red Chapter should be just so much better. And this game already is fantastic, so I'm looking forward to the future. But if you guys want to check any like side quests or anything, I'm pretty sure I probably did like 99% of the side quests in that game, and you can check the playlist. I played through this game probably 6 or 7 times. Because so many times an update came out of this game and I had to restart, and sometimes I'd be like, oh, I can't be asked to restart. But this game, whenever I got an update, I was like, okay, it's time, got to replay for this game again. Oh, the game crashed, got to restart, I'm going to do it. And I just kept playing for this game because I just enjoyed it that much. But anyway, that is our top 10 ROM hacks of 2020. Look out for 2021 next year, because we have a lot of good ones on the horizon. Obviously, I'm playing Unbound right now. There is Pokemon Saffron that is looking absolutely fantastic. I think 2021 is going to be an even better year, and I'm really excited for it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. Have a great day. Peace.